Way. The youth movement is starting to pay off as freshman Charles Hathaway teams with fellow freshman C.J. Black, and they seem to get better every time out. David Hobbs watched his Alabama team zoom out of the starting blocks at 10-0, but since then the tide has veered off course. Bama looks for leadership from senior Thalamus McGee to get back on the winning track. Today the tide rolls into Tennessee. Just to get their confidence back. Meet today in Knoxville as arch rivals Tennessee and Alabama get set to square off in Knoxville. Hi everyone, welcome to SEC Basketball. Bob Kessling with you from the Thompson Bowling Arena. Larry Conley along to analyze today's game. Of the big story, one of the big Alabama guns won't play today.
Yeah, Bob, Eric Washington sprained his ankle against Georgia the other day late. He only played a few minutes. But I want you to notice here the numbers that they lose when he's out of this game. In the rankings, scoring, rebounding, field goal percentage, very high in all those categories within the SEC. So what do you do to replace all that? Well, you got to look to a guy that is one of their best scorers, but their best passer, Brian Williams. He's the leading assist man on this Alabama club. He may have to forsake some of that passing today and pick some of the scoring that Washington's not going to give them.
Tennessee, of course, has taken some lumps playing all these young guys, but the young guys are starting to give lumps to other people now.
Well, it's the big guys on the inside. Finally, I think Kevin O'Neal has finally realized that his inside people are going to get some play. Look at this future of these two guys, Charles Hathaway and C.J. Black, two freshmen. I don't think there's a team in the Southeastern Conference that has two better freshmen than these two guys. And right now, as you get late into February, you expect them to perform. They are. They're playing very well.
And, of course, Hathaway coming off a big game the other night against Arkansas. We had a career-high 24 points. Two teams, 2-7 in the SEC. Both want to win today. We'll have the starting lineups, Alabama and Tennessee from Knoxville in a moment. Hosting 12-10 Alabama, the Crimson Tide won their first 10 games. Now they have lost 3 straight and 7 out of 8. Here's how they're lined up today. Up front, Demetrius Alexander, their junior college player, has been a big impact one for him. He's averaging 13 points a game. Thalamus McGee in the middle has Tennessee and Alabama. We'll tip it off for the Thompson Bowling Arena when we come back. His team needs a rally to get back there for a 5th straight year. Now in his 5th season at Alabama. And Kevin O'Neal in the rebuilding job at Tennessee. In this, his 4th season, a record of 34-41. The series record, Alabama leads it 63-57. And Alabama has won 8 straight regular season games in the series. Larry, let's talk about what you look for. I think this will be a defensive struggle, don't you?
Yeah, I think so, too. When you look at these two clubs and what they've been able to accomplish, at least relinquishing points from the outside against their opponents. Hey, change that. Yeah, maybe it's the offense that's going to light it up today.
Let's change the notes here.
Whoa.
Anton Reese bombs that one in. Took about 7 seconds for Alabama to get the lead, 3-0.
I still think it'll be a defensive struggle, though, even with Reese bombing out from 40 feet.
So Brandon Wharton, who has been running the point for Tennessee, now gives it up to Cornelius Jackson. Basically, Tennessee likes to play 3 guards. They have Rashard Lee in there now. The pass inside to Black, who takes it home.
Well, a gamble that time down on the inside by Demetrius Alexander didn't pay off. Nice move by Black.
Black and Hathaway inside are showing a lot more confidence for Tennessee. Now a backdoor pass. Alexander misses the first, goes up a second time and gets tied up.
Go back and look at the defensive play right here by Alexander. See, he makes the move to the inside, gambled and lost, and Black went straight to the basket, knowing full well that Alexander, in missing, was going to be out of position and nobody from Alabama there to help on the other side.
Tennessee averaging 57 points a game coming in. Alabama averaging 71. Crimson Tide giving up 65. And Tennessee, of course, the best in the SEC on defense, allowing just 59 points per game. Tennessee trying to get the lead. Alabama leads at 3-2, and Jackson goes to work on the right wing.
Tide in a man-to-man defense, a tough man-to-man defense. Good pressure on the ball.
Dump it down low to Black, but it's back out to Wharton with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wharton missed it, and Thrasher gets the rebound for Alabama.
Good block out on Lee that time by Thrasher.
Alabama, of course, Larry, has played some outstanding basketball. They just haven't finished many games. Jump shot outside, no good off the mark that time, and Wharton rebounds for Tennessee in a 3-on-2. Rashard Lee to the basket, traveled with it.
Bob, you make an excellent point. Alabama has really struggled in the second half to maintain what they've been able to put through the first half. Had a great game against Auburn the other day and let it get away. It's an Alabama team that if they could put two good halves together, they've got some talent. Right now, Kevin O'Neal's hoping they wait one more game before they do that.
Long jump shot outside. Top of the key is no good, and Black rebounds. Alabama's been launching a lot of three-point shots the last 3 games. That one doesn't go. And Tennessee launches a 3, and Wharton hits and gives the Volunteers the lead.
Well, he is their scorer. He's the guy that needs to get it from the outside. He's the 7th leading field goal percentage shooter in this league. And amazingly, that's at 39%.
That has been a problem shooting for Tennessee. Only 39% from the field. McGee inside missed it. Now the rebound controlled by Hathaway of Tennessee. Larry, they got some big bodies inside with Hathaway and Black now.
Well, both sides have. You know, you look at McGee down in there. They've got some pretty good people on the Alabama side. We should have a pretty good battle inside in the paint today.
Wharton mishandles but gets it back. One mismatch. Richard Lee has a lot of size on Thrasher, and Lee goes to the offensive board, but Thrasher wins the battle. Tennessee thought they might have an advantage right there because Thrasher is only 6'3". Here's Williams outside. He misses that one. Hathaway scrambling for it on the floor, and a jump ball situation. This time the ball goes to Alabama. Crimson Tide has already launched 4 3-pointers in the game, and they've hit 1 of them.
A lot of bodies on the floor. I counted 6 guys down on the floor trying to get the ball. Good hustle. The clubs are 2 and 7, desperate to pick up a big win. Get back on the winning column in the Southeastern Conference.
17:02 to go first half. 5-3. Tennessee lead. The ball goes inside to McGee.
Tennessee also playing a good man-to-man defense. Good pressure on the ball. They're trying to keep Williams out away from the basket. Wharton's got Reese out front.
The middle's open. Alexander trying to wheel on Black. Fall-away jumper. No good. Black boxes out. And the ball goes out of bounds. Black and Richard Lee battling each other. And it squirts out of bounds, but the coaches like to see guys on the floor, especially big guys.
Well, Kevin O'Neal right there, who patrols that sideline about as actively as anybody you'll see in college basketball. Not unhappy with that effort.
Off the inbounds pass, Reese fires, and he is blocked by Richard Lee and fouled. That'll be his first, and they tell you don't foul jump shooters.
Now, and particularly beyond the arc. I mean, now an opportunity to walk up there and make 3 free throws.
So Anton Reese steps up. We mentioned in the opening 25 points the other night in that loss to Georgia. Broke his foot during his senior year in high school, but still recruited out of Lithonia, Georgia.
You know that Reese was really pleased with that performance going back home.
Yeah.
Playing against the Bulldogs to get that 25. Lithonia, a suburb of Atlanta.
Second toss. No, you'll have 3 of them fouled beyond the arc. And he can tie up the game with 16:41 to go. And he does not do it. Thrasher runs it down in the corner, but it's out of bounds to Tennessee.
Alabama's been pressing full court right from the get-go after that first long 3-point goal by Anton Reese. Tides decided they want to put some pressure on these Tennessee guards.
Larry, we talked about the loss of Washington offensively, but also that's a big loss defensively, too.
Yeah, he's an excellent defensive player. With him sitting on the bench with that ankle injury, it really puts a lot of pressure on Williams, Reese, and Thrasher to get out there and do a number defensively.
And he's also averaging about 8 rebounds a game. Hathaway slams it through.
I'm not sure how Brandon Wharton made that pass on the inside that time to Hathaway. There were 3 Tide players that ball got through their legs and arms.
We played 4 minutes. 7-4 Tennessee.
Back inside to the post position. Alabama working the inside a lot early here.
Alexander over Black.
I find that interesting, the fact that Black and Hathaway, 2 pretty good shot blockers in there in their own respect, and Alabama taking it right to them.
Tennessee, of course, like Alabama, has been searching for the right key. They've started Torrey Harris in 15 games this year. He gives them a lot of defense, but not much offense. And now in the last couple of games, Coach O'Neal has decided to play Black and Hathaway together because they're the future of this program. Jackson going to take a 3. Not this time. And a battle for the boards, and a foul is going to be called as Thalamus McGee. They're going to call him for shoving off. 15:23 to go in the first half. Timeout on the floor. Tennessee leading by a score of 7-6. And we'll be back after this message from Bell South. Tennessee has lost 4 straight SEC games, so they're trying to get back on the beam as well. Brandon Wharton knifes in. Nice move.
You know, he might be as good as anybody in this conference at that little stop-and-go move and then getting right in front of the basket and jumping up. Can do it on a dime. Very quick up.
Alabama looking to drop it down low again, but they swing it around instead. David Hobbs said today Tennessee defensively puts you in that gray area. Said they're excellent. Sometimes the players, you get a little confused about where you're supposed to go, but not that time for Thalamus McGee.
McGee moving out a little bit from the basket. A face-up jumper from about 10 feet. Well, they can get that from him today against this Tennessee club. They're going to have a pretty good afternoon.
Defense has never been the problem for Tennessee. It's been the offense, and Black going to work inside again.
Now, Bob, and for the second time here in the first half, Alabama has gambled on going after that pass to the post position, and they've lost. I'm not sure I wouldn't be able to play that guy on the backside and just challenge him, let him turn and look.
We talked about defense, and Torrey Harris now into the game. McGee goes to work against Black. Misses the first one, foul on the second. Pizza Hut presents Making It Great again and again.
And Brandon Wharton's going to make it good again right here, right in front of the basket, about 6 feet out. That's one basket. Go back and take a look at the other end. You see Alabama with a nice soft jumper from Thalamus McGee. Once again, Pizza Hut making it great again and again.
Thalamus McGee will go to the line for Alabama. The Crimson Tide now getting Jeremy Hayes into the game, and they think he's going to be a good one for him, a freshman out of Boaz, Alabama. And Demetrius Alexander goes to the bench. There's Thalamus McGee, a major in human performance in Tuscaloosa.
That's what David Hobbs is looking for from him today. A great human performance.
No kidding. It's really been a struggle.
The guy with the rifle didn't shoot him, did he?
No, I hope not. 11-9. Just stretch it out. Some cramps, it looks like, or hamstrings. 11-9. Tennessee leads by 2. Tennessee has been outscored in SEC games by 13 points, but Wharton getting Tennessee off to a good start today. His second 3.
He had a season-high 26 points against Mississippi earlier when he hit 6 threes this year. Well on his way to having another good day here.
Hayes on the baseline, shut off. Thrasher, a good shooter. Missed that one. There's McGee again inside, and he traveled with it. That's C.J. Black they're working on.
Must have some back problems. Usually when you see guys doing that kind of stretching, it's the lower back that's bothering you.
And you see C.J. Black. Those are the freshman rankings in the SEC, and you see scoring, free throw shooting, and second in rebounding and block shots. Of course, he's had the big shoulder problem also. Here's Aaron Green, speaking of injuries. Aaron Green, if you can take a look at his right arm, it's all black and blue. He got hit on the elbow in practice several weeks ago and ruptured an artery in it. And it's actually about twice. It was getting better now. That looks horrible, but it's getting better. It was about twice its regular size. That's the shot from today. He can't bend it, but he's a gamer, Larry. He wants to play.
Oh, he's a tough kid. Nice to see him out there on the floor playing again. Well, we've given you back and arm problems now. I guess we've covered everything, haven't we?
We'll get to the knees and the ankles later. 14-9, Tennessee in front. Wharton's gotten off to a good start. We'll see how much Green can shoot the ball today. He can do everything else but shoot. Hathaway inside. Nice move up and under with the left hand. Tipped in by Vegas Davis.
Whoa, what a move by Davis. Boy, did he make a nice maneuver coming from that left side. He's only 6'3". Got up there with the big guys.
So Tennessee now has opened up a 7-point lead. Alabama. Aaron Green, dogging Williams. Inside Hayes against Torrey Harris, and Davis gets a hand on the pass. Vegas Davis in high school at 6'3" was a center, so he's had to adjust to playing guard here at UT.
Well, Alabama that time went to the conventional side of guarding the post. Look at Davis get up there. Magnificent tipping, good timing.
Tennessee on a 7-1 run. Volunteers have hit 4 of their last 5 field goals to open up this lead.
You know, Bob, there's nothing that makes you feel any better than getting up there and tipping one of those in, particularly when you're above the rim. I don't know what that's like. I've never known it, but they tell me it's a wonderful feeling.
With a ladder, maybe we got a shot at that, huh? George Brown into the game for Alabama. Reese on the baseline. Missed it. There's Thrasher inside. Where did he come from? And Harris gets the rebound.
Couldn't finish it off. I think Thrasher maybe was worried about some big people maybe swatting it away.
Tennessee Hathaway.
What a pass by Wharton. Good look inside.
I tell you what, Wharton's off to a terrific start, not only shooting the ball, but also running the offense. It's a 20-second timeout. 12:15 to go, and Tennessee leads by 9 over Alabama.
And this week's Bell South Call of the Week.
Really sharp so far.
Boy, Brandon Wharton with a terrific pass inside. That was a bullet. Threw it right between a lot of Alabama defenders. Good luck. Brandon Wharton off to a great start here this afternoon.
Wharton off the bench, now on the bench with 8 points. Now Alabama trying to answer. Their offense has been sluggish so far in the first 8 minutes. 3 of 13.
Well, look at Jackson out top on Brown. He is really presenting problems with him, and now he's going to get a foul.
And check. First foul on Jackson, 3rd team foul on Tennessee.
Jackson pretty quick outside. I think more known for his assist. Second on the team in assist, in fact, coming off of that bench.
Aaron Green bangs into Reese from behind and picks up the foul. Let's see, let's count that. Aaron will be on the floor, I would guess, about 8 times by the time the day is over. That's just the style he plays. 11:55 to go. In the first half, Tennessee leads by 9. We'll be back after this message from CarQuest Auto Parts Stores. Black and Hathaway, and that's the future right there for Tennessee, Larry.
Absolutely. I think this league is blessed with really good freshmen and sophomores. You want to talk about a great year next year, kind of keep an eye on the SEC.
And David Hobbs says he likes his freshman, Jeremy Hayes, as well. He said he needs to put on about 20 pounds or so, which he'll do in the weight room over the summer. But he thinks he's going to be a good one as well. Again, if you're just joining us, Alabama playing without Eric Washington, and they're struggling from the field right now.
They are indeed. Alabama 3 of 13 from the field right now.
Reese, baseline jumper over Aaron Green.
Well, that was a rainbow, wasn't it?
6 points now for Reese.
Could have shot that one over the Smoky Mountains.
Alabama cuts it down to 7 with 11:20 to go in the first half. Wharton now, of course, sitting on the bench.
Alabama in his own defense. 2-3. He's going to walk.
Hathaway drags the pivot foot. Second turnover for Tennessee.
Anton restarted this game with a long-range three-point bomb. This time he gets one way up in the air. But at Thompson Bowling, that wouldn't even come close to the girders.
You see Reese, sophomore out of Lithuania, the best free throw shooter on the year, 80% from the line. Vegas Davis sits down for Tennessee. And Brandon Wharton comes back for the Volunteers. Bama trying to cut into this Tennessee lead, which is now 7. Hayes on the baseline, kicks it back out. Nice look. Can't finish. Aaron Green boxes out and gets the rebound.
Oh, what a nice block out that was on Anton Reese.
Alabama going to trap a little bit now if they can. And a whistle inside and a push off against Charles Hathaway.
I'm going to tell you what, Hathaway had a wide open path to the basket. Had he not pushed Hayes off just a little bit, he had another easy one. Watch the defender Hayes right here. You can see him in the red right now. Hathaway, see the push off right there? Holding off, that's the reason it was called. Good call by Dick Paparo.
Approaching the halfway point, first half, Alabama down 7. And the Crimson Tide shooting woes continue. 4 of 15 now from the field. Cross-court pass to Hayes. Reese working against Jackson. And Hayes misses the tip, but it comes out long to Brown, and the reset the 35-second shot clock. There's a mismatch down low. Green is now posted up on Hayes. They'll see if they can get the ball to him. And there's the holding foul on Green. Alabama went to him.
Yeah, Bob, I'll tell you what was interesting about that. Aaron Green actually had McGee earlier. When they made the switch, they went back, and Hayes, who's a little bit taller than McGee, but not as wide. Look at Green. He's leaning on him, trying to keep him away from the basket. Hayes is trying to back him in. It's the knee thrust in the back. Lower leg that kept him out of there, and that was the reason the foul was called.
But Aaron Green again won't back off any big player. He has guarded a lot of big guys and post players. Back in for Alabama comes Brian Williams, and McGee sits down. 10 minutes to go. Alabama has scored 11 points, I should say, in the first 10 minutes.
Tennessee doing a good job of switching inside. Nice move.
George Brown explodes to the basket. 18-13.
They kind of cleared out that bottom area down along the baseline and opened it up for him to get that layup. Tied back in that 2-3 zone again.
Tennessee, of course, has had problems for anybody other than Wharton stepping up and hitting that outside shot.
There he is.
Wharton fakes it, penetrates. Good look, but Black can't handle the pass. It's knocked out of bounds by Alabama.
Bob, look at the move right here against the zone defense. A little bit of a zone. What's this move? I'm not sure he didn't walk with the ball. Took about an extra step there coming down the lane. But give George Brown credit. It was a terrific play going right down in the paint.
Brown picks up his first bucket. 10 seconds now on the Tennessee shot clock. Volunteers lead by 5. Now 5. Hathaway's got to shoot it. And the ball goes over the backboard to Alabama.
Pretty good defense that time by Alabama. They came out and put the pressure on the ball and also kept the ball from going in the middle, forcing Hathaway out to face the basket. David Hobbs calling for play number 4.
Alabama has shot that three-point shot pretty well. They're averaging almost 8 a game at SEC competition. 1 for 5 today. Hayes going to launch one. A rainbow again. No good, and Tennessee wants to run. Brandon Wharton with Richard Lee, but Bama's back. Wharton pulls up and fouled on the shot. Brian Williams got him on the wrist.
You know, as a referee, you got to be very cognizant of the shooter. You always want to protect the shooter because he's so vulnerable. Brian Williams just a little touch that time on Wharton's, either his elbow or his wrist, caused that shot to go awry, and they're going to give him 2.
Brandon Wharton to the line. 8 points today. He was born in Louisville, Kentucky. Grew up a big Cardinal fan. He said he grew up loving Louisville and hating the Kentucky Wildcats. And so that, of course, being a Tennessee Volunteer, that blends in very well because the rivalry with the Big Blue here in Knoxville. Wharton, of course, went to Nashville then in 4th grade and was actually an outstanding football player, recruited by Florida State and Tennessee to play football, but wound up playing basketball here. And it's been a good decision for both himself and the Tennessee basketball program. 2013 now. Wharton's in double figures with 10. He's got half of Tennessee's points. Hayes again fires. Good this time. I like him, Larry.
Yeah, he comes off of that bench and gives him a little bit of firepower. Good, one of those good freshmen you're going to see play in this league the rest of the year and next year. I like him too. He's very active.
He started a couple of SEC games this year. Vanderbilt and Mississippi State. Didn't start today, but he cut the Tennessee lead down to 5.
Alabama's going to stay with that zone defense to try to keep that ball away from the inside.
Tennessee doesn't have a field goal in 4 minutes. They missed that one. Black puts it in.
Good follow-up.
6 points for Black, and the Tennessee lead is back to 7. Williams explodes to the baseline. The shot blocked by Brandon Wharton. And here comes Tennessee running. Wharton, good look to Lee, but can't shoot it.
Nice job by Alabama getting back in defensive transition to not allow an easy basket.
Jackson open. Not good this time. Richard Lee gets the rebound. Looking for somebody in low. Kicks it out to Jackson again.
Good ball movement by Tennessee.
C.J. Black gets the roll.
Boy, that is terrific passing. Inside, outside, and then back inside again.
8 points for Black. Tennessee leads now by 9. Biggest lead for the Volunteers. Check that. Matches the biggest lead. Hayes again from the baseline.
Nice pass by Brian Williams. Got the ball, went right down deep into that defense and dropped it to Hayes on the baseline. Pretty play by Brian Williams, their leading assist man.
7-point lead. Tennessee, 7 minutes to go first half. Alabama going to get Thalamus McGee back into the game. Next dead ball. Richard Lee over Hayes. A floater, no good. Harris had the rebound for a moment, lost it out of bounds to Alabama. 6:43 to go in the first half. Jeremy Hayes has given Alabama a lift. 7-point lead, though, for Tennessee. Shooting 55% from the field. They have shot pretty well in this building all season long. Their problem has actually been on the road. And, Larry, it's sometimes happens to young teams away from home.
Well, you like to play in front of your own crowd. You can see what happens to Tennessee when they go away. Home cooking, you betcha. They love to play in Knoxville here in Thompson Bowling Arena. Look at the points per game, almost 20-point differential.
And the shooting percentage, of course, Kevin O'Neal's team coming off that Dreadful game the other night at Arkansas when they fell behind 24-1. And from there, they played Arkansas pretty much even, but you can't fall behind 23 points on the road. Their first field goal in that game came with 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Not a problem today. The offense, led by Brandon Wharton, has looked very sharp. Now Alabama trying to get its offense going. Alexander back into the game, goes baseline. A lot of white shirts there.
Look at that defense. Did you see that swarming defense? They had Lee, they had Harris, they had everybody for Tennessee down inside. Look at Harris right here. She's keeping Alexander. Now look at that. They collapse on him. There's Hathaway. Oh, that's great defense. Good teamwork right there.
That's almost scary to have Hathaway come flying at you like that. 6:10 to go.
You hope he can throw the brakes on in time.
Right. Hathaway at the other end scores. He's getting better too, isn't he? Gets fouled on the play and will go to the line.
Well, we talked about these two guys, both Hathaway and Black, getting better as the year has gone on. The two freshmen today playing very well. Look at Hathaway. Good, strong move inside. This young man was highly recruited coming out of Nashville, Tennessee. Some real recruiting wars went on for his services. Ended up at Tennessee, and I think Kevin O'Neal's got a good one. This young man's going to get better and better.
Hathaway rolls it in, says one day he wants to be a coach. 10-point lead now, 27-17. Tennessee in front with 6 minutes to go. McGee inside, has the ball flicked away, and here comes Tennessee again. Wharton runs it down.
Nice job by Lee to get his hands in there and swipe that ball away. Tennessee doing a good job helping each other on defense.
Jackson gets it off to Wharton, open again.
Stick it. Yes, sir. You can almost tell when he releases that basketball whether it's going to go in or not. Nice smooth shot by the lefty.
12-point lead for Tennessee.
Why is it lefties always look better shooting than righties?
No good. Hathaway gets the rebound.
Anton Reese shutting down on Wharton a little bit quicker now. Williams doing a nice job out front on Wharton, trying to keep him away from shooting range. Anton Reese on Jackson, pushing him out a little bit.
Hathaway on the block against McGee. Double team this time. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rashard Lee, no good, and McGee wrestles the rebound.
Now that was good defensive work by Alabama that time. Good double teaming and recovering quickly.
Power move and a foul called as Alexander took it up and gets hacked by Tennessee. He'll go to the line. Foul is on Harris. That'll be his first. Tennessee is over the limit. There's Eric Washington, their leading scorer and leading rebounder, out with that bad ankle, Larry.
Yeah, in just about every other category, offensively and defensively, this young man leads this Alabama team. Shame to see him out of the lineup. He's the 4th leading scorer in the Southeastern Conference. You hope he's back there playing again. I know David Hobbs needs him back in that lineup desperately. Ryan Williams having a conversation with him right now.
He's also the only Alabama player to start every game this year until today. Alexander hits the free throw, and Washington hopes to be back when they take on Ole Miss coming up on Wednesday. He went through the shoot around a little bit, but just can't move, can't cut. And ankles are a funny thing. You never know exactly when they're going to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
C.J. Black in backcourt. Tennessee's got to hurry and does get it across with Aaron Green. Deshae Jones into the game now for Tennessee. He'll run the point.
Good screen that time by Jones, trying to free Green.
C.J. Black with a move inside, and Alexander gets the rebound.
2 good possessions by Tennessee where Alabama's defense has been superior.
That's a walk on Alexander. Just got a bit in a hurry. 4th turnover for Alabama, and the ball goes back to Tennessee.
Bob, defense is beginning to step up a little bit now. A lot more pressure by Alabama, not only on the ball, but also on those cutters. They're fighting through the screens. I think David Hobbs is happy what he's seen the last couple of trips.
Deshae Jones in front court. He's been bothered by a stress fracture all season, had surgery early in the year, and he just doesn't have that explosion he used to have, and the foot is bothering him.
He missed a couple of games early, also the exhibition season, too.
In fact, he missed the first couple of games. That one hit C.J. Black right in the noggin. Wasn't looking at it. Brown baseline, falling down, throws it up anyway, and Aaron Green gets the rebound. He slipped and fell down, and now a timeout is going to be asked for. 22nd timeout by Tennessee. The Volunteers had this thing in control, and the last couple of possessions have been kind of helter-skelter. We talk about Alabama's struggles against Tennessee's defense, but everybody in the league has had problems with it. You see Tennessee, the #1 scoring defense in the SEC and 13th nationally in field goal percentage, #2 and 12th overall. 37% opponent field goal shooting. Larry, that's outstanding.
Well, it really is. And you know, a lot of people around the country, when they look at Tennessee and they see their won and loss percentage and their numbers at 9 and 10, 2 and 7 in the conference, I think this basketball team is somewhat inept. I disagree with that. I think this club is getting better and better, even though they've lost their last couple of games in the league. I think that their freshmen are beginning to play. We're into February now. You're almost at the point now where you don't think of them as high school players coming out anymore. You think of them as first-year players who've already been through the wars.
Well, O'Neal has made the point several times. Last year, Tennessee had Steve Hamer in the middle. You throw it inside to him, they either double team it and they kick it out. Tennessee's waiting to get that inside threat, and they're starting to get it now with Black and Hathaway. That'll open up the outside.
Well, look what's happened today. Wharton has become the leading scorer today simply because of the concentration inside on Hathaway and Black.
9 seconds on the shot clock. That's it on the left side. Black. He's got to shoot it. Got to shoot it and does. And hits.
Well, now that's a shot you don't see CJ take too often.
5 of 7 now from the field for CJ Black for his 10 points. Tennessee leads by 13, and Wharton comes up with a steal. Wharton gives to Black. He thought about the 3, didn't take it. Aaron Green going to try one. It scores. Went crashing to the floor.
Is it going to count?
Let's check his arm.
They don't want to pull him up by the bad arm.
That's his mom, very concerned, of course. And so they check Aaron Green. He's a tough nut. Gets up and runs to the Tennessee bench. Volunteers leading by 13.
18, 2:36 left to go in the first half here in Knoxville. Let's take a look at Aaron Green's move down the paint. See what happens at the end of this play. You see McGee taking the charge, player control, wipe out the basket. Goes down on that left arm in a little bit of a pain. Some of the players reached over to try to help him up. They wanted to make sure they didn't grab the arm that was bruised.
It's the right arm that's bruised. You can see his back is still hurting. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a BP best player from each team. In addition to recognizing our 2 best players, BP and its dealers will contribute $2,000 to the Southeastern Conference to be distributed among the member institution scholarship funds under a conference-approved plan. Bob Kessling, Larry Conley with you. Thompson Bowling Arena, 2:25 to go. Alabama has been struggling. Reese outside, no good, and he got fouled. Deshae Jones got him, and in the second time today, Tennessee's fouled a jump shooter shooting a 3.
Anton Reese back to that charity stripe again. If you're going to go out there to try to block a shot, it's very rare you see anyone block a 3-point attempt. You better make sure you've got it, because if you miss, you're going to send that guy to the line for 3. And this guy's pretty good at the stripe.
Yeah, he is. 80% free throw shooter, 36 of 45 going into the game today. And just like that, we jinxed him again.
Wasn't me, Bob, it was you.
We need to keep a percentage of that all season. How many times we jinx these shooters. Thrasher back into the game. Baycoat goes out. 1 of 4 free throw shooting today for Anton Reese. He hits that one.
A lot more confidence with that second one.
And they'll try it again. Alabama today from the line, only 4 out of 9. Now 4 out of 10. So that's 6 points they miss right there. 31-19 Tennessee.
You know what? This was the leading free throw shooting team in the conference. They came into this thing shooting 75%.
So what that Tennessee defense will do to you, get your offensive game all whacked out.
Alabama's picked theirs up a little bit now.
Hathaway can't shoot it, gives to Wharton.
Good screen. McGee has to pick him up. That's a mismatch. Wharton can take him.
Wharton does, kicks it out, and the ball stolen before the steal. Wharton crashes into Blake Thrasher, and that's a turnover. Gives it back to Alabama.
Now, Bob, recognition there by the defense. This is very important. When you see a teammate in trouble in that situation, McGee couldn't keep up with Wharton. Thrasher saw that. As soon as Wharton went down the lane with the ball, Thrasher moved over in front of him to draw the charge. That's an excellent defensive play.
David Hobbs' teams, of course, have always been terrific on defense, and this team he's trying to get to dig in a little bit, especially in the last 10 minutes of games, to try and pull some of these things out. Thrasher at the line. 50% free throw shooter on the year. Hadn't shot that many, though, and he hits that one. The announcers for the game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports, and he used the broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference, and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. Thrasher hits both free throws, and now it's a 10-point game. 31-21, Tennessee in front.
Tennessee needs to pick their offense up a little bit. Alabama's defense has risen to the occasion.
They dump it down low. Black gets
Nice.
it, splits to the defense and scores.
Boy, that was a terrific play. The good catch. That was a difficult pass to pick up, and he was able to get inside quickly and get it up.
Black now has hit 6 of his 8 shots in the first half. He has 12 points to tie Brandon Wharton for high honors for Tennessee. In the middle, McGee no good, and Wharton gets the rebound. Brandon Wharton's piling up some stats today. Deshae Jones can't get to the basket, shut off by Alabama. And Alabama picks the ball free. And a Tennessee player's down at the other end. C.J. Black slow getting back. Hayes double teamed and a foul called. Hayes, I think, was trying to throw that skip pass over to Thrasher in the corner all by himself and couldn't get there.
Yeah, he was. You're exactly right. Go back and look at this Tennessee offense. Look at this catch. He kept the ball from going out of bounds. Black's right between 2 defenders for Alabama. Got it off the glass. Even went back and thought he was going to have to tip it in. Nice move by C.J.
Hayes at the line for the Crimson Tide. 4 points today. 72% free throw shooter. Under a minute to go first half. High arching shot rolls out. Bama down by 12.
Explain to me how a team shooting 75% can shoot free throws that badly in the first half.
Hard to imagine. Today, 6 out of 13 at the free throw line. They hit those 7 points. This is a ball game. Bama's down by 12, trying to claw back in it right now. Tennessee has been a very difficult team to come back against so far in this building, especially. And now Tennessee leads by 12.
Tough to take the ball away from Wharton. He gets so low over the basketball.
Hathaway trying to move, can't, throws it over to Black. Shot clock at 15. That's a shot clock on the left. Under 10 seconds to go now on the shot clock. Wharton. Black got to shoot it. Does and hits.
Boy, that is great time management on the shot clock. Waited to the very last second.
Black's got 14. Tennessee's lead is 14. Alabama to take the last shot of the half. Brown. Good defense by Jackson. Reese got a fire. Does from 3-point range. Missed it. And the half is over. Black and Wharton lead Tennessee to the locker room with a lead. Tennessee's defense holds Alabama to 29% shooting in the first half. Tennessee shoots 60% in the first half. And the Volunteers lead at 35-21. Back with halftime activities from Knoxville in just a moment.
SEC
35-21. Tennessee's defense and good direction and shooting by Brandon Wharton, the keys today.
Well, Bob, you take a look at that Tennessee defense. It tells you exactly what type of game you're going to get. If Kevin is getting the type of defense he wants, like he's done all year long, his problem's been his offense. Defense today, once again, right there. But he's getting some good offensive numbers out of 2 guys. Black and Wharton doing a great job.
And, of course, Alabama's struggling without Eric Washington today. Let's take a look at the standings in the SEC as we enter play today. There are those Gamecocks, Larry, on top.
Well, they in Kentucky seem to be running away from everybody else in the Eastern Division. Great win by South Carolina this past week over Kentucky, and the Gamecocks just keep rolling.
And, of course, Vanderbilt has a big game today against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Over in the Western Division, those Razorbacks, of course, 18-point lead, and they came out extremely sharp on offense.
They did indeed, and this Alabama team has a great guard in Anton Reese, who shoots the ball well, not only from long range, but down inside, too. He had 2 field goals in the first half. This was one of them. A high arching shot down on the baseline against that very tough Tennessee defense in the first half. Let's go see and watch C.J. Black on the inside. He had 6 rebounds in the first half. One of them was offensive. That was it. Watch the stick back on the inside. C.J. Black getting it done in and near the basket.
And Black had 14 points in the first half, and Wharton came out very sharp. bombs in the three-point shot, and he had 12 points in the first half as Larry Tennessee shot extremely well in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, indeed they did, Bob. When you look at these halftime statistics, look at this. 7 of 25 for Alabama, 15 of 25 for Tennessee. The free throw shooting, I think, is very disappointing for this Alabama team, which leads this league. Three-point shooting really much in favor of Tennessee. Big difference in rebounding for the Vols.
So Tennessee shoots 60% from the field in the first half. Alabama 28%. The reason Tennessee leading at halftime by 14. Second half action from Knoxville coming up with the Volunteers on top by 14. Set to go. Tennessee leading 35-21. Next week more SEC basketball here on Jefferson Pilot Sports. Doubleheader coming your way. The first one, celebrate your birthday. Come to a basketball game. That's Marion Stout, a big Tennessee fan, today celebrating her 101st birthday. Good seats today, too. About 10 rows up right at midcourt. Happy birthday, Marion.
Bravo, bravo. That's great. Sitting out here rooting for those Vols. That's terrific.
They recognized her at halftime. She had her orange and white shaker working at halftime, enjoying her Volunteers' first half performance. Now hoping she can keep it up in the second half as Tennessee leading by 14. Inside, Alabama going to work, misses the shot. It's out of bounds to the Crimson Tide.
Boy, Alabama got that ball on the inside very quickly. I think that surprised the Tennessee defense. They didn't have a chance to do very much of that in the first half as the Volunteers really shut down the Crimson Tide, allowing only 21 points in that first half.
Alabama trying to get off to a quick start. Alabama went last 7 minutes of the first half without a field goal.
Look at the Alabama bench standing over there. They'll sit down when they score. They're hoping that soon.
Reese misses. Inside, good strong rebound, knocked away and picked up by Tennessee. Good hustle by Cornelius Jackson. So Bama misfires its first possession. Tennessee going to work. Hathaway can't shoot. Jackson penetrates.
Nice job that time on the inside by Reese to shut down Jackson.
Now a pushing foul inside on Alabama. Alexander gets it. That's his first.
Watch the foul down inside. See right there, the pass comes to the inside. You're going to throw it away from the defense, and once again the attempt by Alexander to get out there and slap it away committed the foul.
Jackson open from the wing, rattles out inside. Black gets mugged by McGee, and he'll go to the line. Black got into a little altercation on Wednesday night against Derek Hood of Arkansas and came out a little forearm shiver. That time cooler heads prevailed and a foul is called inside, and Black will go to the line.
But you know, Bob, that's the kind of foul. I mean, McGee knows he's got to make the foul. He doesn't want to hurt the guy. He just kind of leans his body on top of him and keeps him from going up, making the field goal.
Actually, I guess they gave the foul to Alexander. It looked like McGee
really?
got him. Yeah, they gave it to Alexander. He must have hit him first.
I thought it was McGee who was on his back.
That's what it looked like. But they
no way. They're going to change it. We've got it right. They've got it wrong over there. They're going to make the change.
I think that's what the Alabama bench was asking. Well, McGee had him hogtied just about.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that. We know what we're doing.
Tell our bosses that, would you? Black at the line. Hits. C.J. Black.
Earl never misses over there. I mean, he's always right.
Earl Anderson. We call him Mr. Stat. He was right there, making sure it was right.
Alabama looking in the inside, making good screens on the outside. There's Thrasher. Good cut, but Tennessee will not allow that ball to go into the middle.
Outside.
Nice.
Alexander hits.
Oh, is that pretty? Put that ball in his hands and let him put that swan up there. Looks like a swan when he finishes the shot.
Alexander now with 5. That's a 2-point shot. And it's 37-23 Tennessee. Larry, it's going to be Alabama's defense to get them back in this game.
Well, they're playing it right now. It looks like a matchup zone.
And there's the defensive play there. Here comes Alabama with the numbers. Williams kicks it out. Reese can't finish.
Well, Reese has got to be able to make that shot. That was a nice job by Williams, giving the ball up just at the right time.
Hathaway gets the rebound, and Tennessee back the other way. We played 2 minutes. Second half, Tennessee leads by 14. Lee wanted to launch but didn't do it. Hathaway in traffic. Whistle. And a foul is going to be called before the shot on Alabama. David Hobbs' team really has been kind of in an offensive slump. 40 straight games now and 30% shooting. Inside pass knocked away and out of bounds to Tennessee. Thalamus McGee tried to sell one that time to Phil Robinson. The Tennessee had hit it last, but Phil wasn't buying it, so the ball goes to Tennessee.
Watch Alabama's defense. They're basically in a 2-3 matchup. You see two guys out front, three players in, and they'll flatten out when the ball goes down in the corner to the wings.
Thrasher is trying to guard Hathaway under the basket. Now they switch.
See Williams and Reese out front. Ball goes to the wing or deep down in the post area. They'll flatten those two guards down into the paint. Nice move by Wharton.
Wharton comes open and hits again.
That's the way to beat a zone. One quick step, a dribble, and up and shoot the jumper.
39-23. Williams back.
Yes.
Hits a three.
You don't want to get him started. When he gets hot, Alabama really rolls.
39-25. In the walkthrough today, Kevin O'Neal was telling his team as soon as they get across midcourt, he'll fire Hathaway. Good move on the baseline and draws the foul.
Now Brandon Wharton is the leading scorer for this Tennessee club. Look at that quick move in there. At one quick step to the inside, he got by Demetrius Alexander with an easy shot. The other guard answer on the other end for Alabama, Brian Williams. And I think that was a three, so they gave him, I think that scores up to 26 now, Bob. Instead of a two, it was a three.
Three-point shot. First basket of the day for Brian Williams, and now Hathaway at the line. Charles, of course, the big body, and he's been bothered in the summer with a stress fracture. It also turns out he has flat feet, and so when he runs up and down the floor, it looks like he might be prodding just a bit, but he's actually running as hard as he can. It's just very difficult with those flat feet.
Well, they have to build a special shoe for him to kind of raise his feet a little bit, the heel area, so they can get that good push off.
Williams to the basket, draws the foul and a block and a push.
All right, I start to get the feeling maybe that Brian Williams is trying to take over a basketball game here. You can see him make that move to the basket. You almost look at the determined look on his face and know that that's what he wants to do.
Well, Williams in the first half 0 for 3 from the field.
He hit that big three a few minutes ago. That time he took it strong to the basket.
His team is down by 14. They need some offense. And again, Eric Washington not in the game today because of that twisted ankle. Alexander gives off to Hayes, baseline, and hits.
Oh, that was a nice pass by Alexander. The double team underneath allowed Hayes to get open on the baseline.
Jeremy Hayes was 6.
Excuse me, Bob. Once again, that 2-3 zone. Reese is coming out, putting a little more pressure on Wharton.
Alabama just needs to get a little more active, don't they?
Well, their defense is more, their zone defense is a lot more active than their man-to-man.
Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Good ball movement.
Wharton again. Not this time. Lee gets the rebound. Back up and short. Hathaway to follow. Well, they got 3 looks at it, and Alabama gets the rebound. Williams.
Nice pass.
Down low, Alexander in traffic. Jump ball. All in a possession to Tennessee. They protect the basket pretty well, does Tennessee.
Watch Alexander go to the inside. He's trying to get up. Can't go anywhere with it. That's a good play. That's a good call.
And David Hobbs, I think, has just been teed up by Dick Paparo, thinking his player was fouled on the baseline.
Now, Bob, I thought that was a pretty good block underneath. Alexander tried to force the issue. Too many players underneath there, and it was a jump ball, and David Hobbs, defending his player, picks up a tee.
So now Brandon Wharton will go to the line for Tennessee. He'll get a couple of free throws, then Tennessee gets the ball.
Here's David Hobbs right here. Jack it off. Heading back up that line, and he's chirping the whole way.
And Wharton picks up his 16th point. Now Tennessee gets the ball. Volunteers lead at 42-28. He's still not very happy, is he? It's just, you know, Larry, I'm sure he's very frustrated because the team hasn't performed as well as he would like and the Alabama fans would like. And it's just a difficult situation.
Well, Bob, they get off to a 10-0 start with a big win over Minnesota, one of the highest-ranked clubs in the country. And then all of a sudden they fall on hard times, losing 10 of their last 12.
Hathaway inside, knocked away. Lee puts it in. Thrasher drives down low. Foul before the shot, as Dick Paparo makes the call.
Nice pickup on the inside, that time by Rashard Lee, ever ready to pick up the loose ball.
Now the lead is 16. David Hobbs' team needs to rally here as they're down with 15:52 to go in the game. Here at the Thompson Bowling Arena, the Tennessee fans have enjoyed what they have seen. This has got to be, Larry, I guess, one of Tennessee's best performances of the season so far.
Oh, but it's not one of those dolls that eat your hair.
No. The Tennessee has been extremely sharp today at both ends of the floor. Alabama now tries to turn it up a notch. There's plenty of time left, but Alabama's got to get something going, a spark offensively.
Tennessee's man-to-man defense pretty tough here throughout this whole game. Alabama trying to go back to the inside.
Alexander, tough turnaround, no good. And Jackson gets the rebound. Wharton passes up the shot and sets up the offense. Traditionally, Kevin O'Neal wants his team to reverse the ball at least once when they get to the front court. No quick shots. And Tennessee now trying to find a good shot this time.
Boy, nice catch by Lee over there in front of the Tennessee bench. Wharton's so tough at penetration.
Jackson on the move. Too strong. Thrasher inside. Boy, he's done a nice job battling today, hasn't he?
That's a kick.
Yep, kick. That would have been a tough pass anyway to get through all those white shirts.
Now, Brian Williams leads this Alabama team in assists, and he'll make the tough pass once in a while and make it look good.
Probably his natural position is the 2 guard, but he's been forced into playing the point for Alabama this year and is really still adjusting to that position.
I'm not too sure, Bob, we need to label guards like that anymore. I'm starting to see a lot of clubs just play with guards, both of them able to shoot and handle.
Williams up. Big-time three-point shot.
I am telling you, when he gets to rolling, he's as tough as anybody in this league. We talked about at the top of the show about he was going to have to raise his scoring average today with Washington out of the lineup. Now he's showing he can do it.
2 3-pointers this half, 6 points. Hathaway baseline against Thrasher. That's a mismatch. And the bucket goes to Hathaway, and he's fouled. You know, Tennessee, they've done that a couple of times in that zone. They have found Hathaway on Thrasher.
Well, look at Hathaway. Good wide open move. Thrasher, the only body back there, nobody helping. It's a pretty good move by Hathaway, leaning back and shooting that ball. It was a tough angle for him, even with Thrasher there.
He could have taken a baseball bat to him, and I don't think it would have stopped him there with that mismatch inside. Hathaway just too strong. 10 points, 5 rebounds today for Hathaway. He struggled at the free throw line. Missed that one. The ball out of bounds to Alabama. He is only shooting 48% from the stripe. Now C.J. Black comes back in, and the hand for Charles Hathaway. He's an outstanding young man. Bothered in the summer with a foot problem, a stress fracture that really hurt his conditioning. He's just gotten better and better, lost weight as the season has gone along, and now he's a force. Brian Williams has the ball slapped away. He wants to shoot it every time he gets it, doesn't he?
You bet.
Jeremy Hayes, turnaround jumper, baseline, rattles out. Vegas Davis runs it down. 14 minutes to go on the game. Tennessee leads by 15. And the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Tennessee's basketball with 31 seconds on the shot clock.
Alabama has stayed in his own defense for pretty much this entire half.
Wharton gets around Williams and fires short this time. And the Crimson Tide runs it down. Backdoor pass. Jeremy Hayes puts it up and in.
Boy, that was a good looking pass on the inside by Anton Reese. How about that? Jeremy Hayes with a nice catch.
So Hayes, who's only scored 5 points in his last 3 games, today has 8 points for Alabama, and the lead is 13. Davis penetrates and fires. Good. Vegas Davis.
Alabama club never even challenged him. They let him go.
Brian Williams throws it up on the move, and it goes in, and he's fouled.
Telling you, he's rolling now. Brian Williams with another nice move. Second half point production up there big time. Watch Hayes on the catch. Anton Reese with a nice delivery. Good catch and a stick back by Hayes. Alabama offense again. Brian Williams with another nice move to the inside. He's got some strength, Bob.
I'll tell you what, Cornelius Jackson hacked him pretty good, and he was still able to muscle that up and in. So Brian Williams with 8 points this half. Now Aaron Green back in for Tennessee, and Jackson sits down with 3 fouls.
Problem is Alabama's not closing that gap at all. Every time Alabama scores, Tennessee scores.
Williams at 26 this year in a game against Vanderbilt. Now he has 9 all this half, and Alabama has cut it to a 12-point game. Still 13 minutes to go. And again, Tennessee is a team that doesn't score a lot of points. If Alabama can just get some stops, they can again narrow that margin.
Tennessee only averages 57 points a game.
Torrey Harris gives it out to Vegas Davis. Shot clock rolls down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Brandon Wharton. They dump it down low. Ball knocked away, and nice steal by Anton Reese. So Alabama gets the steal. Now they got to try and convert.
Hayes wants it.
Alexander, good, a 3-point shot, and here comes Alabama. And Tennessee, sensing that, takes a 20-second timeout. Well, they didn't really come out and get him. I don't think they thought he was going to shoot from out there.
Well, he's attempted 42 3-point field goals coming into this game, shooting 35% from out there. For a guy 6'8", you don't expect him to launch those kind of shots, but he can do that.
Alexander with 8 points on the day, and Bama 4 of 11 from 3-point range in the game. 48-39.
Good move there by Kevin O'Neal to take that 20-second timeout to maybe slow that Alabama offense down just a little bit.
Brandon Wharton. Dump it down to Hathaway. Tennessee has not lost a game this year when they've had the lead with 5 minutes to go. So Alabama needs to try and get that back. Hathaway hammered inside, will go to the line.
Nice save by C.J. Black. How about the move on the baseline, the turnaround and the quick pass, the dump down in there to Hathaway. Future of Tennessee basketball is laid on the shoulders of these two freshmen. Take a look right here at the performance by Black before he falls out of bounds, getting it back to his teammate Hathaway, and he'll go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws. Nice.
Hayes picks up his first foul, and Hathaway at the line. Tennessee has done a good job of getting Black and Hathaway to the free throw line. Black has shot 103 free throws coming into the game. Hathaway 89. To contrast that, Alexander leads Alabama with 84. The problem is Black and Hathaway have struggled at the free throw line. Not that time for Hathaway. He hits the free toss, and Tennessee's lead is back to 11. They're in the midway point, second half. C.J. Black. Black with 14 points on the day, helping Tennessee out to this lead, 50-39. But Alabama, with the sharp shooting of Brian Williams, has clawed back into this thing. Now down 11, and Alabama's got the basketball.
Tennessee up on Alabama 29-17 on the boards, but Alabama's begun to eat into that a little bit too.
Might have missed Reese down low. He was open. Alexander again. He likes it out there, but misses this time, and Black rebounds. Drop it down low. Hathaway around Hayes, and Hayes got a piece of it. Look at that athletic move by Hathaway to save the ball out to Wharton.
And he bounced right back up, went to the post, and wants the ball back. I like that in a player. Look at him. He's down in there. He's got Hayes. He says, I got him.
And an offensive foul. Yeah, he pushed off.
Good call.
Second foul on Hathaway.
Exuberance took over on Hathaway that time. Should have known better. Kevin O'Neal not upset with the effort, but certainly with the execution here. Nice job by Hayes on defense to take the charge.
Second foul on Charles Hathaway. 11 minutes to go. Alabama down 11. Alabama is starting to warm up a bit. They've hit 5 of their last 8 shots. Williams hits again.
He's lighting it up now.
He's like the microwave used to be up in Detroit. Vinnie Johnson?
Vinnie Johnson.
There you go. 9-point game now. Tennessee in front, but Williams with 11 points this half.
Well, Tennessee keeps going back into that post position. It's either Black or Hathaway that gets it. Puts a lot of pressure on a defense on the interior. Right now, it's Alexander and Hayes are having to contend with that.
Damon Baycoat comes into the game for Alabama. Out will go Reese. And Wharton takes his first rest of the half, and Deshae Jones is in. 10:34 to go. There you see Vanderbilt has rallied to take the lead against Arkansas in the second. And LSU now leading Auburn 40-38. That's also in the second. Jefferson Pilot scoreboard here. Ball out of bounds. Deshae Jones loses it. And the ball goes back to Alabama.
What a job by Brian Williams. We talked about his offensive show. He put on some defensive work there. He had Jones absolutely eaten up on that sideline.
11 turnovers now for Tennessee. Alabama down 9. They come out a little bit tighter on Alexander. They go to Williams. He throws it from right in front of us.
Oh, my goodness. I got to tell you, that had to be at least 30, 32 feet.
14 points for Williams. 50-44.
Bob, those are all in the second half?
Yep. He was 0 for 3 in the first. And the ball is out of bounds. It's to Alabama. He's 5 for 5 this half, Larry.
Bob, let's see if we're in the shot here.
They were down big time, and now they've come back to within 6 and can slice this thing even more. Now Torrey Harris comes in for defense. Alabama, the last 5 minutes, has outscored Tennessee 11-2.
High post screen. Tennessee out there on him now.
Hayes is open. Black gets a piece of it. Hayes goes back to get it and draws the foul. Terrific effort by Jeremy Hayes.
And that was all started by Brian Williams' pass inside to Hayes. He went back and got his own. Look at Brian Williams here. He's had the hot hand. Look at the Tennessee defense converge. Then he gets it to Hayes. Blocked, goes to the other side. He's going to get it back. Goes back up again and gets fouled. Nice effort both by Williams and Hayes.
And the foul is on C.J. Black, his first. Jeremy Hayes. You ever been to Boaz, Alabama?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have either, but Jeremy Hayes rolls it up. He's got 9 points in this game now. Out of Trinity, or excuse me, he's out of Boaz, the freshman, 6'11", averaging 4.4, but he has 9 points today.
Probably coming into this game more renowned for his blocked shots. He had 25 of them coming into this game. Had 16 against LSU, and that was his season high earlier.
50-46. Tennessee has gone into the offensive funks several times this season. They're in one right now, but Alabama's defense has something to do with that.
Alabama's gone out of that zone defense. They're back man-to-man now.
They look a lot more active, too, don't they?
Yes, sir. That offense will make you play a better defense.
Brandon Wharton misses. Harris had the rebound, but lost it in a pushing foul inside against Alabama. Foul is going to be on Jeremy Hayes, pushing inside against Torrey Harris, his second. There you see Brian Williams. First half couldn't buy one. Can't miss this half.
He really disappeared in that first half. I mean, when you don't score and you've got your leading scorer, Eric Washington, sitting on the bench, you've got to have some outside firepower. Williams did not provide that in the first half. I think the message from David Hobbs was get out there and get something done in the second half. There's Eric Washington.
And now Torrey Harris at the line. He has not shot free throws well, and that one was ugly, but it stayed in. Only a 40% free throw shooter. It's amazing. He averaged about 18 points a game in high school, but so far at Tennessee just has not been able to find the scoring touch. And Kevin O'Neill says a lot of it is he just doesn't look to score. Misses that one, and the rebound is controlled by Alabama. 5-point game, Tennessee in front, 9:12 to go. Alabama led early 3-0, and they haven't led since. Tennessee led by as many as 16 this half. Now with 9 minutes to go, it's a 5-point Tennessee lead. Aaron Green on Thrasher. Thrasher goes around him. Brian Williams gets it. Off balance, missed it. Aaron Green got the shot. Good defense, Tennessee. Tennessee now has gone about 5 minutes without a field goal. Cornelius Jackson can't shoot it. 8.5 minutes to go. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Tennessee. C.J. Black and Alexander battling down low. Pass goes to Black. Blake makes the move. Hook shot short. Harris and Hayes collide down low. Harris loses the ball out of bounds. Hayes got decked underneath, and then Harris goes sliding into the Tennessee bench.
Two pretty good defensive efforts by these two clubs. Tennessee against Alabama the other end. Watch Alabama against Tennessee here as Black goes up on the inside. Ball goes out of bounds, goes back to the Crimson Tide.
Good hustle by both Hayes and Harris. And now Alabama again with the defensive stop. They'll try and convert on the offensive end. 8:10 to go in the game.
Been a very entertaining game. Both clubs have played well today.
Really has been. Hayes going in low against Black. Missed it. Put back up. No good. And C.J. Black wrestles it free. And Alabama had a chance that time. The ball would stay in.
Bob, they had a couple of easy ones. Hayes had a really easy shot. Just wouldn't roll in for him.
Brandon Wharton crossover dribble, but he's in trouble. Kicks it out to Harris. Harris walked with it. Sure did. Tennessee turns it over again. Now 13 on the night. Alabama on the run. They've cut the Tennessee lead to 5.
I'm not sure they can see over the top of that curtain.
Start a timeout. They don't need to be seeing right now. They're watching Smokey do his number out here. You know, you talk about Alabama's defense. Only 2 teams this year against Alabama have shot more than 50% from the field. Tennessee shot 60% in the first half, but Alabama has clamped down on them in the second half.
Well, both of these clubs are very good defensively. Alabama, number 4 in the Southeastern Conference in field goal percentage against their opponents at 39%. And, of course, Tennessee's number 2 with 37%.
David Hobbs' team will have the basketball, down 5. And Brian Williams has been the spark this half. You see the scoring run now as Tennessee has opened up. I've seen Alabama close this gap.
It's like Tennessee's, no, I thought they were in a zone defense. They're man-to-man.
Follow-away jump shot is good by Alexander. He's got 10 points.
Well, that was a terrific shot there, too. And Torrey Harris did everything he could do to try to stop that shot.
Tennessee with Harris having the ball knocked away. Harris didn't go get that pass, and it was almost stolen.
If you got a pass like that coming that far from the wing to the point, you better go get it. Because the defense has an extra step, that extra jump to get out there and get the steal. Alexander almost got it.
You know, Larry, with every Alabama defensive play, you just see more life pumped into them.
Well, they got it going on the offensive end down there, and it kind of raises the level of your play on the defensive end.
Wharton trying to answer and does.
Shot it right over Jeremy Hayes. Brandon Wharton with a big basket.
He's been quiet this half and now has 18 on the afternoon. Anton Reese in trouble. Hathaway makes a play and almost the save. Tell you what, the big guy getting on the floor today.
Once again, watch Charles Hathaway receiving a very appreciative audience here. A big, loud cheer for what he accomplished.
He tried to call timeout, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
5-point game. Tennessee. Oh, the inbounds play. Thrasher gets open and scores his first basket.
Well, that was an easy one. Kevin O'Neal not pleased with that, I'm sure.
6:20 to go in the game. Tennessee's lead now down to 3. This half, Tennessee led at 37-21, but Alabama has continued just to chip away. Hathaway. To Jackson, back to Hathaway against Hayes. Collision inside, ball loose. And it's knocked out of bounds. Shot clock, 9 seconds remaining as Reese back into the game, and Black comes back in for Aaron Green. Larry, I just don't think Aaron Green can do much with that arm.
No, I agree, and I think that's one of the reasons why he hasn't played more minutes today. Missed the last 2 games.
Brandon Wharton on the move against Williams. High-arching shot, no good. Run down in the corner by Williams. Good defensive play by Brian Williams. Now Kurt Alexander missed that one. Tip. Hayes going to work and scores, and he's fouled.
What a second half by Alabama. Brian Williams and Jeremy Hayes are carrying this club right now. Watch this effort by Hayes. He comes up with it, gets fouled, still got the ball to go in. It looks like Rashard Lee picked up the foul.
And that's his 4th. And now Jeremy Hayes goes to the line and can bring Alabama all the way back. Down 16 early in the half. Now they could tie it. Hayes can't finish it, but Alabama gets the rebound.
Thrasher got inside and kept it alive.
Look at Williams. Banks up there, no good. Rashard Lee lost it. Alabama just out hustling Tennessee right now. Jump ball. Ball goes to Tennessee on the alternate possession. Tennessee out-hustled Alabama in the first half, but Alabama, Larry, I think, has really taken it to Tennessee this half.
They have indeed, and I think it's a combination, obviously, of Brian Williams' offensive thrust on that end, but the overall team defense of Alabama has been outstanding in the second half.
David Hobbs' team out rebounding Tennessee on the offensive glass, 12-9.
Kevin O'Neal's club really needs to pick it up offensively right now. Brandon Wharton has been very quiet this second half.
Wharton 1 for 4 this half after leading Tennessee in that first half. Foul inside. It's going to be on Alabama. Shooting foul. It'll be a 1-and-1.
You know, he and C.J. Black both have disappeared here in this second half.
At the line goes Black. Black 14 points in the first half. Only 2 points so far this half, and Alabama wants to talk about it. We got a ball game here in Knoxville with 5:19 to go. Tennessee leading by a score of 53-52. It's been a terrific second half comeback sparked by Brian Williams and Jeremy Hayes, but Tennessee still leads. 52, Larry, if you play defense and don't turn it over, you can win basketball games.
That's exactly right. Alabama had 5 turnovers in the first half. They've had 1 turnover in the second half, and look at the second half scoring. One of the reasons they're taking better care of the basketball, they're outscoring Tennessee. Alabama 31-18. Look at the field goal percentage.
Tennessee red hot in the first half. They have cooled off thanks to Alabama, and Alabama has picked it up. Kevin O'Neal's team holding on to the 1-point lead, and now C.J. Black goes to the line. Tennessee 11 of 14 from the stripe today, and Black rattles that one out. Thrasher rebounds. So now Alabama can take the lead for the first time since it was 3-0.
Good screen by Alexander. Could not free Williams. Good job over there by Jackson to stay with him.
Drop it and low to Hayes. Hayes to the baseline. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Reese, free throw line, a floater, banks up there, no good. Battle on the boards, and Tennessee comes out of there with it.
All right, 2 possessions in a row now. Alabama has not been able to score. Williams threw up a bad shot. They just got another one. Tennessee, let's see if they can pick their offense up.
Tennessee 9-1 when ahead with 5 minutes to go. They're ahead right now. Hathaway, shot blocked by Hayes, and he steps out of bounds.
Boy, Alabama's getting every opportunity now.
So again, the Crimson Tide with a chance to take the lead with 4:35 to go in the game. Alexander touches it low against Hathaway. Going to work on him in the lane, spins, and gets fouled. So Alexander goes to the line with a chance to tie and put his team in front.
This is such a fickle game. I mean, it really is. I mean, the first half, Tennessee totally dominated this basketball game. Went into halftime, came out the second half, and it has been nothing but Alabama in this second half.
Yeah, Alabama looked like they were dead and buried. They just were lifeless in the first half, and suddenly a couple of plays. You know, I think it was Brian Williams when he hit that 3-point shot.
Exactly, and that got him started.
Gave him some confidence. Now Alexander can tie with 4:20 to go, and does. 11 points for Alexander.
Both of these clubs are starved for a victory right now. Both of them want to get back into that W column in the worst way.
Tennessee has lost 4 straight SEC games. Alabama has lost 3 straight, and Alexander misses. We're tied at 53 all. First time today we've been tied. And now Tennessee has the ball in this tie game, approaching the 4-minute mark to go. Aaron Green back into the game for Tennessee. Black to Jackson. Free throw line, nope, doesn't shoot it. Gives to Hathaway, down low, baseline, reverse layup, no good. Tips it up, goaltending. Hayes hit it in the net.
Yeah, Hayes put his hand right up through the net. Watch it again. Jackson did not take the shot, gave the ball to Hathaway on the baseline. Now watch Hayes stick his hand up through the basket here. Still went back in.
It's only Tennessee's second basket in the last 9 minutes. Volunteers lead by 2. Bama with the ball. Alexander waits for the clear out. Now he gets double teamed, finds the seam and goes to work and draws the foul from Hathaway.
Boy, Alexander's making it real tough on Hathaway. Alexander a little bit quicker than Hathaway. Hathaway likes to guard a guy somewhere in the 6'9", 6'10" range who's not nearly as mobile. Alexander can put the ball on the floor, back to the basket, or face up. Hard for a guy Hathaway's size to try to guard a man like that.
And there's that experience, too. Alexander, the junior college transfer, has a couple of years on Hathaway and showed the experience then. Hathaway, again, now has a chance to tie the game. Alexander shoots and hits. It's a one-point game, 55-54. He's now 3 of 5 from the free throw line. And Demetrius Alexander to tie the game. 3:37 to go, 55 all.
Now, Bob, it gets down to who wants it the most. Hand-checking foul by Williams on Wharton.
Brian Williams hit for his second foul. And now Tennessee goes to the line. The Volunteers only a 66% free throw shooting team. But it's turned out to be the big guys don't shoot it very well, but the guards do, and Wharton is a 71% free throw shooter. He can give his team the lead.
Say something else, Bob, I've noticed in this second half. David Hobbs has not made a lot of substitutions. He's basically gone with the 5 that's on the floor right now. And it's been a very, very good lineup for him. Reese and Williams out there with Thrasher, Demetrius Alexander, and Jeremy Hayes on the inside.
Wharton at the line, hits them both. 20 points now for Wharton, his 16th double-figure game of the year. And he gives his team the lead, 57-55. You know, Alabama's played a lot of these games. You know, they lost to South Carolina, nail-biter in Tuscaloosa. Now one of those games. Can they finish it and win this game?
Tennessee's thinking the same thing.
Right. Well, from a point standpoint, this is Tennessee's the way they want the game. There's a foul, a pushing foul inside against Harris. Tennessee only averaging 57 points a game, and that's where they stand right now.
Alabama came in averaging 72 a game, and that number's been going down dramatically the last couple of weeks.
In fact, in SEC games, shooting-wise, Tennessee is Alabama shooting 39% from the field, the opposition 43. So in SEC games, their shooting has just really been miserable. Alexander misses the 1-and-1.
That's a big miss. Bonds with a 2-point lead, less than 3 to play.
Alabama now 12 of 23 from the free throw line.
Staggered double screen for Wharton.
Wharton misses the 3. Long rebound. Batted out to Jackson. Tennessee can run some more clock with 2:45 to go.
Brian Williams asking for help. He wants some help. He can't keep up with Wharton.
And there's a hand check again. Brian Williams. Kevin O'Neill says that off the dribble, Brandon Wharton is as quick as anybody he's ever had, and he showed Brian Williams something there.
I think between Brandon Wharton and Watson and Mackey at South Carolina, they may be the 3 best guards at going off of that dribble anybody in this conference. Nice move inside.
Kevin O'Neill has challenged Wharton to be the leader of this team. Today, I think he's gotten a lot of leadership out of Brandon Wharton. 7 for 7 now from the line. Wharton with 21 points. Now he can give his team a 4-point lead. And rattles out. Rebound Alexander. 3-point game. Tennessee in front. 58-55. And Alabama wants to talk about it. Good timeout by David Hobbs. Larry, right here, you really need to get a set play and make sure you score, because you don't want Tennessee going up by 5.
Absolutely. You're in some tough territory if you're a Crimson Tide fan or a player right now. With that 3-point lead, I think that Alabama probably will again look to either Alexander or to Williams.
Next week, more exciting SEC basketball here in your 10 o'clock. Georgia, Arkansas, Florida, and Kentucky. 5:28 to go. 58-55. Thrasher open, and he lost the ball out of bounds. He saw Hathaway coming at him, had a layup, but dropped it out of bounds.
All he could see was stars in his eyes. He was going to get an easy one, and Hathaway turned and looked. Thrasher just dropped it out of bounds. Tough break for the Tide.
That is only Alabama's 2nd turnover this half. 2:16 to go. Tennessee with the ball and the lead. Brandon Wharton in front court.
They're going to let Wharton handle the basketball. Make sure he's got his hands on a nice pass inside.
Black, the left-hander, can't get it up. Jackson a 3, no good. Black rebounds, back up, no good. Thrasher fighting for it and gets the rebound. I'll tell you what. Oh, I thought he threw that one away, but Williams runs it down here.
He's going up.
Williams, a three,
Got
good.
it. Wow.
Brian Williams ties the game. 17 second half points, and we're knotted at 58.
That's one of those shots the coach goes, no, and it goes in. Yes, yes.
58 all, 1:29 to go. What a second half by Brian Williams. Crowd now chants offense here in the Thompson Bowling Arena. Brandon Wharton against Thrasher. Thrasher got a piece of it and fouled him.
But Brandon Wharton is so tough to handle one-on-one. Thrasher was right there with him every step of the way. He just couldn't get up high enough to try to get him at least obstruct the view of Brandon Wharton. He is a tough jump shooter.
Tennessee 14 of 19 from the line. Wharton 6 out of 7. The three-point shot by Williams tied it. Wharton has a chance to give his team the lead again. And does. 22 for Brandon Wharton. .23, and Tennessee leads by 2, and Kevin O'Neill wants to talk about it. 1:14 to go in the game. Tennessee 60, Alabama 58. It's a 20-second timeout by the Volunteers. 1:14 to go in the game. Again, next Saturday. Compliment Alabama for coming back in this game.
Been a terrific comeback, but right now they're at that point where they've got to finish it off.
See the timeouts. Tennessee still with 2 fulls. Alabama has 1 timeout remaining. 1 minute to go.
Well, look at Aaron Green. He is all over Williams.
Alexander spins around Black and scores. I tell you what, Alexander, he's played a terrific half as well. And Thrasher steals it and fouled by Jackson. And Alabama has a chance to take the lead.
What a play by Thrasher.
Thrasher filling in for the injured Eric Washington has come up with loose balls. And today has 6 rebounds, a steal, couple of assists, and now at the free throw line can give his team the lead for the first time since it was 3-0.
Well, there have been several heroes for this Alabama team. Obviously, Blake Thrasher's one of them. Brian Williams with his scoring outside. Alexander inside. And there's a miss.
So now Thrasher, the walk-on from Tuscaloosa Academy in Tuscaloosa. Grew up an Alabama fan. Now has his chance to give this team the lead and does. Alabama leads by 1. First time they've led this half. 61-60. Jackson. 40 seconds to go. That's a game clock on the right. Hathaway. Backdoor cut. Wharton against Thrasher. Gives Tennessee the lead.
Nice cut. Nice pass. Here we go. Final 30.
30 seconds to go. And a timeout is going to be asked for. David Hobbs going to set it up. The final 28.8 seconds. Shot clock is off. Alabama can try and win it. 20-second timeout. Tennessee leading 62-61, but Alabama's got the ball. Larry, what is David Hobbs talking about?
You got to look at Alexander again, maybe inside, put the ball in Brian Williams' hands. They're the 2 guys that have carried them in the second half. If you're Tennessee, you've got to be concentrating your defense on those 2 guys.
Do you take it down to the last second, go for the win?
I think so. I would. The way they played in this second half, I would take that chance. Got to get it up with about 7 or 8 seconds to go in case you miss. Well, Wharton with a nice play. Stopped, got it up, got it in before Alexander could get over and help. Look at the good bounce pass. Hathaway delivers it. Wharton's right there. Thrasher can't keep up. And that gave Tennessee the lead. We're down to the final 28-8.
Alabama has won the last 8 regular season matchups between these 2. And now Alabama has a chance to win it on the last possession. Tennessee leads 62-61, and Alabama brings it up. Ball knocked away, and Wharton comes up with a loose ball. Aaron Green knocked it free, and Brandon Wharton is fouled and will shoot at the other end. Harris and Aaron Green came up with a double team and pried it free. Aaron Green, of course, the SEC steals leader, now our all-tell play of the game, which will be coming up. 62-61, Tennessee leads, and we'll have the final 13.9 seconds from Knoxville after this word from your local SEC stations. "25 points on the day." He gave his team a 1-point lead. Now he can make it 3. Alabama, though, will still get a chance with 13.9 seconds remaining. Wharton could match his career high if he hits both of these 2 free throws. He had it against Georgia in '96, and Wharton rolls the first one home. 26 points for him. 2-point Tennessee lead. Now 3. Alabama needs a 3 to tie. 64-61. And Tennessee asked for timeout to set up its defense for the last 13.9 seconds. Well, Brian Williams, do you call his number right now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's got to be the guy you go to. But you've also got to put some decoys out there. If they can't get the ball to Williams, there's got to be some other guys out there that can make a 3. Looking down the list of their good 3-point shooters with Washington out of the lineup, Anton Reese has been a good 3-point shooter, so has Demetrius Alexander.
Now it's time for our all-tell play of the game.
And obviously Brandon Wharton has been one of the stars in this game. Watch this good play. This is our all-tell play of the game as he banks one off at the glass to give Tennessee the lead, at least to this point. That put him up by 1. Once again, Hathaway with a good bounce pass.
And now it's time for our BP best players of the game. And as you might expect for Tennessee, Brandon Wharton with that career high, matching 27 points. And Brian Williams with 17 points, all in the second half. 4 3-pointers. He ignited Alabama. Remember, they were down at one point in this half, 37-21. They battled back to take the lead, 61-60. But now Tennessee has done a lot of right things down the stretch. Another key, Larry, Alabama has missed 12 free throws in this game.
Oh, that's been a big, big problem. And this is a club that has shot the free throws so well this year. There's the man.
Yeah. If that's one thing David Hobbs could have counted on today was their free throw shooting. They're the best in the SEC, but it's failed them today.
Now, if you're Tennessee, you know defensively you've got to go after Brian Williams.
And he gets the ball
Aaron
first.
Green's got the responsibility.
They need 3 to tie. Torrey Harris over there. Williams fires, no good. Out of bounds to Tennessee. Williams was knocked down, thought he was fouled. They switched out. Torrey Harris, much bigger, 6'10", came out on Williams, and he couldn't really get a good look.
Excellent switch. Excellent switch. Harris so much bigger, knowing Williams has to shoot that long-range bomb. All they've got to do is get it into the other end. They've got to win.
Tennessee doesn't need points. They need to run the clock down, and they will be fouled. Aaron Green will go to the line. Aaron Green goes to the line. Arkansas and Vanderbilt. Memorial Gym doing it again to the Razorbacks. They're tied, going to the extra stanza. Aaron Green with that bad arm hasn't taken a shot. Hasn't attempted a free throw. He has 3 rebounds. He's got a couple of steals. He's got an assist. And now he can salt the game away.
All he needs to do is make one of these, and it belongs to Tennessee. That's it.
Aaron Green rattles it home. Tennessee 19 of 24 from the free throw line. That's where the Volunteers won it today. Green misses, and that's the game. Tennessee wins against Alabama 65-61. A brilliant comeback by Alabama is thwarted by Kevin O'Neal's team. Tennessee now goes to 3-7 in SEC play. Alabama drops to 2-8. Big day for Brandon Wharton. A career high, matching 27 points, but the freshman also played well. Black with 16, Hathaway with 14. Big day for Brian Williams, 17 points in the second half. For Larry Conley, I'm Bob Kessling. Thanks for being with us. Tennessee wins in Knoxville. So long, everybody.